everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of ThinkerThemer. I'm Amy, and this is my still fiance, Maggie. And today we are celebrating 1 year, a full year of content creation.
Can't believe we did it.
That's right, to the day actually. So September the 6th was the day that we dropped our first video, and I can't believe we've made it to 1 year, but Maggie's in even more shock because when we started the channel, it was really me nagging Maggie, come on, if you can do the video, like, I know we can do this, let's just give it a go. We were in hard lockdown.
Yes.
For,
Still are.
We still are. But a year ago, we also were.
Yes.
And we just thought we would kind of do it as a bit of a, well, why not? Something to do.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah. And we had just played Calico, and Calico was the first game that we reviewed, and we were really excited to do it because the game, like, I was particularly enamored with the game, so I was like, I think we can try this, and Maggie's like, I give it 5 minutes.
I was so convinced because obviously, like, I've worked in film in the past, and I know how much effort goes into recording anything and editing anything. I'm like, Amy doesn't realize how much work this is going to be. I give it 2 episodes, and then I guarantee she's gonna be like, nah, that's too much, forget about it, I'm moving on, I'm doing something else.
But what Maggie didn't realize is that lockdown was gonna go on, and it was a great outlet for me to channel all of my productivity.
Yes.
And because I'm a real planner, and I'm really, like, focused on my work, generally speaking, and so with everything that was going on and all the chaos, it was just nice. And then I think a few things happened along the way, which we'll talk about, that really, like, kept us moving forward and really sparked and changed the way that the reasons why we continue to put content out.
I think that social connection as well, because that was one of the things that was missing, obviously, with the lockdowns and us being so isolated. And I'm a big introvert. I'm the solo player of the house, and I'm just like, I can just go off into my own little world and I'll be like happy as Larry. But then you're not. You're very much of a social. You need that kind of constant connection with people. And what I did not anticipate is that by, strangely, putting this, this video out into the YouTube's world, that all of a sudden, that
people started talking back in the comment section. And then I started making all these friends in all of you viewers, and it just kind of grew from there. So we'll talk about that a bit later in this video. But I did want to talk about the fact that Calico video. Let's
look back.
Let's look back at that Calico
video.
Where
it all began.
So today, in honor of that first video, we are wearing the same tops as that first video, but you'll notice that the background and everything around us looks quite different. So we actually have a still in front of us of that video, and well, we're reflecting on it together, and can I just say, I don't know why I had so many gaps in the background of games. Like, it's basically an empty shelf, and we have it's not like we didn't have games.
The games were around. I don't know why they were just not on the shelf.
I think because you know, where you, like, just learn to check those things, but, like, as we've gone along, you're like, okay, is that light on? Is there a gap in the games? You know, and you're thinking about the background. Back then, we were just like, let's see if we can actually hold a conversation.
That was probably priority. Like, the background was the secondary thing. It's like, can we actually do the talking bit? And the content bit?
Can we do the review?
Can we actually talk about the game in a coherent manner?
And then you'll see all sorts of objects in the background, and that kind of changes and evolves.
That plant is well and truly dead.
The plant's dead.
So sorry,
I think the last branch fell off that tree the other day while I was watching TV.
Yeah, we were watching. It was like, it's like, what is that? It's like the plant is just literally collapsed on the floor. So, rest in peace, plant.
Also the camera angle. I don't know why I thought that from above would be better than the straight on that we have now.
I think it's the selfie thing.
It's like, a selfie's always really flattering. Like this. Not.
It's like, well, how high can this tripod go? It's like, that's it. That's the angle.
Yeah, not a flattering angle in hindsight. Like, when we watched that video, I'm like,
oh, right.
That is not that great.
Not my preferred, but it's not too bad.
It's not flattering. And then, of course, like, a lot of as the channel started to grow, we've upgraded a lot of our equipment around. We still are in this tiny same space. It's exactly the same space, but of course now we have, the lighting in the front, and we don't use daylight anymore. We've got studio lights, we've got the coloured lights in the background. Of course, we've got our postcards, which we'll talk more about later. But I think we've just got a more professional setup. We're still using our same mics, the lapels.
Yeah, they're still going strong.
They're great.
Yeah.
But we do have a new camera as well, which is probably one of the bigger investments.
So now, because I think that one was on our phones. I think we just filmed those on our phones. But now we actually can do like proper, nice video.
Oh, there's also an overhead. So when you see the top-down view, there's another camera that is permanently above us, which we didn't have back then. So we have made some upgrades, and I'm sure there'll still be more to come. But yeah, it's funny. It's good to look back and to see that video.
Yeah.
And one big change that we want to talk about and announce as part of this video is a complete overhaul or a freshening up of our logo.
Yes.
So we love our logo.
We do. Yeah, like that. We have to kind of start with that going, there's nothing wrong with our logo. We love our logo, and we love, like, I love the concept of it, which really is very much like you came up with this. Like even though I'm the themer, the thinker is the mastermind behind like how do we represent this concept. And so I
could never draw it. Like we had to get someone to create it, but definitely we came up with the concept of ThinkerThemer, and then wanted it to be both Australian. That's why it's a kangaroo and not a rabbit. Everyone always thinks it's not a rabbit, it's a kangaroo.
It's not. Yeah.
And the two halves that represent the more creative kind of, and that's why the font changes into more of a creative like themer side, and then the more like geometric thinker, logical side, which also happens to represent the two sides of the brain. So there was a lot of things working for the concept, but in evolving the logo, the reason why we did it is one, to simplify it and to make sure that it's scaled a bit better. The logo that we have works really nicely when it's big, but when it's small, it gets a little like too detailed.
You lose a lot of the details and it just kind of gets a bit blurry.
A bit messy. Yeah. We wanted to modernize it, but more importantly, we really wanted to have an artist behind the logo who, we felt really good about supporting. And when we first started thinking about, should we do this or not, we came across an Australian Melbourne-based female artist, Renata Payton, and we just absolutely fell in love with her style. Her artistry is incredible. She featured a lot of like Australian animals and a lot of animals in general, and just these bright, vibrant colours.
Just right, like it just spoke to everything that I love. So I'm like, yes,
and
this is...
Maggie is well known for like wearing her colourful tops and on our videos. And even though I'm far less colourful, I do think that what we try to bring to this content creation world is joy. Like we are trying, and it's been a tough couple of years for everybody. And what we're trying to express is just like the way that this community can really come together to create something like really colourful and beautiful, and what gaming adds to our lives. And so we wanted it to be a beautiful experience, and we worked really closely with Renata, who goes by the handle gremren, and I'll link to her Etsy page and her Instagram below. Go and check out her art. It's incredible. But she has created two things for us. One, a modernized version of our logo that we absolutely love. It's the same, but it's
concept,
better.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a big part of this year was we started out with testing a concept. Will this work? How does this fit with us? And throughout the year, we've leaned into it, and we've sort of gone, okay, where are we? Like, who are we within this? And that's sort of become clear. And I feel like now the new logo is the clearer version of this is who we are. This is, I'm
really proud of like everything that it stands for. But also, she's also created almost like a textured kind of background for the logo, which, eventually when we get to creating merch, which we have been working on in the background.
It will happen.
Something that would be bright and colourful and really represent everything that we're all about. And also there's a lot of references to Australiana in everything that we're doing. So
flora and fauna.
So if you go to our new channel page, you will see that it's now updated, looking beautiful and bright, and we couldn't be more happy with that. So that's really exciting news for us. And then I thought next we could just talk about, like, some of you might be newer to the channel. Some of you have been following us ever since I was doing the Kickstarter diaries all by myself on Zoom, basically, with my camera, just wherever I happened to be and talking about, like, video. That's pretty funny. Like, when I think back to that, it was so casual, but a lot of you were there for every one of those videos, which is amazing. And we thought we'd talk through kind of like the timeline of events and how we got into, or how we went from zero followers,
zero anything, like no subscribers, no nothing.
And honestly, we didn't even tell our friends and family that we were doing this. Actually, some of them still don't know. Some of them still don't know. But we started with nothing because we wanted to create something for ourselves and just see what happened. Yeah. And I guess going from there to now above 7,000 subscribers, like all the things that you might not have seen that were going on behind the scenes. Yeah. And so probably the first and the natural place to start in talking about the timeline is a little place called Meepleville. Yes. Meepleville is this very friendly local games store located in Las Vegas.
And board game cafe as well.
Board game cafe.
Got a cafe area where you can play and try games as well.
So you can play and, have food and... we have been going there for a long time, long before the channel. We have been going to Vegas quite regularly for different reasons. We took my mum one time. Yeah. We were going over and seeing Mariah Carey, who I'm a big fan of.
We got engaged there.
There. So it has a lot of memories.
Secondary to Mariah Carey. That's still higher in the...
It's true. And we started, we weren't going obviously that frequently, but what happened was one day we were like, well, let's try and find a board game cafe. And we came across Meepleville, and it happened to be around the time where he had newly opened. So he hadn't been, Tim Mativier is the owner, and he hadn't been doing this for very long. And we found a Yelp review and just went and checked it out. And we met him, and we just spent like 5 or 6 hours playing games. And the next day we came back and spent the same amount of time or longer. And he was so fascinated by the fact that 2 Australian girls had come in from Australia all the way to Vegas and then just sat in his cafe playing games all day. And I mean, I think you run out of tourist things to do, and obviously we love gaming, and we were just... He was so welcoming and
so lovely.
Yeah, and he taught us more games and different styles of games, which, was really exciting for us. And so we just kept going back. And then every time we came back, which was once a year maybe, or once every 18 months, we'd come back and he'd be like, hey, those the Australians are back. Yeah. And we just started, talking more and kind of developing this friendship. We met a lot of other people through Meepleville because he would be like, oh, you should meet this person and this person.
Yeah, he was a great connector. And so we actually ended up having like regular, like Las Vegas based friends that we go and catch up with.
Exactly. So now we go to their house and we, we play games with them. We also go back to Meepleville. And so fast forward, what happened was when we first filmed one of our first reviews, he was one of the first people that we wanted to tell about it.
Yeah, and he had already started his channel at that point.
That's right, yes. So, of course, because of COVID, his store was shut down at different points along the way, and he decided to kind of pivot a little bit and start, creating some content under the Meepleville brand. And so for a while he was doing a lot of content, a lot of great interviews with content creators. And so we really respected him and what he was doing. So we sent him our first videos and we're like, hey, what do you think? And he was super supportive. Yeah. Actually, he said, your thumbnails need to have your faces in them. He's like, it's about you and people want to see you. So put your photo. And so
which was spot on.
So we did that. We did that. And immediately there was probably more engagement with our videos because of that. But he was just generally really supportive to the point where then he started doing a little regular show called, this Meepleville Get Together. Yeah. And he was bringing in content creators from new content creators, people who'd been in the industry a long time. And he really started to talk a lot about diversity. Yes. And he knew that one of the biggest reasons, or the biggest reasons why we started doing this was, yes, lockdown, but really because I was saying to Maggie, I think we should try and do this because, there's not that many female content creators and there's not that many queer content creators.
They're out there, and we love them and we follow them, but in proportion, when you see them in proportion to the broader industry, we're severely outnumbered.
Yeah,
it's like we need more.
And so we wanted to kind of contribute to this welcoming space, or the gaming hobby.
Yeah.
And he was really supportive of that, and he was bringing together people to kind of highlight more diverse voices. And so this show went on for a while, and it was kind of the gateway to meeting a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah.
We made a lot of friends, and you know, we were having these really long conversations with people about gaming, about life, and it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah.
And one of the people that we met through that was Eldie, the owner of Board Game Geek, and started to have a conversation with him as well. He was very open to the conversation about diversity on that website in particular. And really, all of this led to then a live stream on Board Game Geek, and so it kind of transitioned into that, and we were kind of part of that for a little while, but mostly because of the time difference, it was getting a little challenging for us.
Yeah.
But because of all those friendships we made, we were on different podcasts. You know, we were collaborating with some of the people that we met.
Yeah.
And then probably the next biggest event after that was a little channel you may have heard of, Before You Play.
Yes.
Monique and Naveen.
Yeah.
They dropped a video that caught us completely by surprise. A video celebrating their 10,000 subscribers, which of course now they've they've doubled that.
Yeah, more than doubled. Yeah.
But they dropped that video talking about 10 content creators that they love.
Yeah.
And we were one of them.
Yeah. And that was like, what? Because we genuinely love Before You Play.
We watched them, and we had just gotten started.
It was one of those what is
and we went running around the house, and it was just
very embarrassing if you had seen it, if you had been there. But we were not cool in that moment.
No, but we were super excited, and of course that a lot of their subscribers came over and checked out the channel, so we were like, whoa, this is blowing up. It was amazing. And so, you know, we're super grateful for that, because we were just we felt like we were no one.
Yeah.
And then, you know, 2 months in, actually, only 2 months in, another big moment for me was when Jamie Stagmeyer of Stonemeyer Games actually tweeted that we were one of his, or posted on Facebook that we were one of his favorite new content creators.
Remember that viticulture was by far one of my main solidified the gateway experience into board gaming. And so it had always been oh my goodness, you know, this is sort of royalty in my eyes, in my board gaming sort of eyes. Yeah.
When he posted that, we basically fell off our chairs. We were so excited. We were okay, we can quit now. We're done. Yeah. 2 months in, we're done.
We've reached the peak. This is
so that was only 2 months in. So there was a lot more growing to be done from that point. But we were just super excited, and then of course the collaborations continued and grew, and we met more people in the industry. And we wanted to kind of now talk about some of those people, or reflect on some of those people who have really gone out of their way to amplify our voice because they believed in who we are and what we were doing and what they wanted for the broader board gaming community, or just supported us behind the scenes. So you might, a lot of these people you would never know, but behind the scenes they're dropping us messages all the time, encouraging us, offering us advice.
Had full conversations about helping us understand a lot of things about the industry, or even helping us clarify just get a good idea of the landscape and what it's all about.
Because we have no idea, and also it's pretty hard being so far away, because
we couldn't obviously physically catch up with anyone, but everyone's sort of overseas, but again they were so well established, and it was just so amazing that they took time of their extremely hectic and busy schedules to just help out this sort of people starting out.
These two random girls from Australia.
We'd love to ramble on about random,
And so we wanted to celebrate a lot of these people, and so we sent them an email and we asked them one question, and that question was, are you a thinker or a themer?
Hold on, Amy and Maggie. 1 second, I'll be right there. And done. Okay, I've got an answer to this question. but I've also got an errand to run. So we're gonna do both at once, okay? Let's go. You know, there's a reason I don't review games. It's because I have a difficult time giving definitive answers to subjective questions, and this is a doozy. I love richly themed games. I love a sense of place. I love feeling like I'm immersed in the setting that I'm playing in and actively a member of its world. So I must be a themer, right? But then again, even if the game is really immersive and has a rich story, if the mechanics fall flat, how long am I going to want to spend in that world? And think about it. I chose to teach board games for a living. I love rule books and mechanics and how systems of rules lock together. My favorite part of getting a game is often sitting down and reading the rule book. So that must make me a thinker, right? Here's the one thing I'm sure of. I am overthinking this question. If you pressed me, as much as I love the mechanisms in games, a great theme and environment can save a game experience from bad mechanics, in my opinion. In a case like that, I can at least have fun getting into the mood and setting of the game. Worst case scenario, I can sort of make my own fun at the very least. But here's the thing, if I can get both, then I want both. Don't hold back on me, game designers. Give me the thinking and the theming. That's why I like your channel so much. You get the thinkering and the themering. And here we are, the destination of the errand. To send you a postcard, like I'd meant to do weeks ago when I first heard you ask for it. Amy, Maggie, I'm a big fan of your channel and what you've been doing. Congratulations on 1 year, and I look forward to following you for many more. Take care.
What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
And we are Blackboard Gaming.
I'm a themer. For me, it's all about theme. If I enjoy a game, it's because the theme resonates with me. Now, there are some mechanics that I really enjoy, but if the theme doesn't speak to me, then the mechanics don't matter. For me, it's all about theme.
I, on the other hand, am a thinker. I enjoy a good puzzle. It's all about the mechanics for me. Don't get me wrong. Initially, I'm attracted to a theme of a game. But when the game hits the table, if the mechanics ain't right, then my enjoyment of the game is just not going to be there, no matter what the theme is. So me, I'm a thinker.
Hey there, it's Angela here, Board Game Gran, and I would love to wish Amy and Maggie a happy first anniversary here on YouTube. Like many of you, that first video that I saw, I knew that I was going to be a fan of them and their channel, and I am so happy to see them doing so well. I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Now, they asked me a question, am I a thinker or am I a themer? Well, I can tell you all, I am most definitely a themer. Now, I'm not sure whether that goes back to me playing tabletop role-playing games back in the early 80s, and we'd use washers for our gold pieces and things like that, just to add that little bit of theme. And I'm still that way now with board games. If the board and the components are themed well, it always adds to the experience for me, 100%. Now, that's not to say I don't think about mechanics, because I certainly do, but the mechanics I feel need to sort of push that theme forward, and that will always make a game really great for me. Happy anniversary, guys. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Oh, I'm a thinker. There's no question. At the end of the day, what I look for most in games is the decision space. Am I making an interesting decision with whatever the game presented to me? Do I like the mechanics of the game? Do I think that this game combined that mechanic with this mechanic in a new and innovative and interesting way? Now, theme does play a part, for sure. Take a game like Marvel United, which is a very light game that if you remove the theme from it, I would not have Marvel United in my collection. It just wouldn't be mechanically sound enough. But at the end of the day, while theme plays a part, while I do like the theme of a game, while I would prefer to have some pasted on theme, while I prefer to be, little people running around in a dungeon attacking dragons, I love that. But it's mechanics first every single time. It's decision space first. It's how the mechanics and the concepts presented in the game merge together well enough to give me something that's crunchy, to give me something to sink my teeth into. Some of my favorite games have that decision space of what am I doing, how am I doing it, and what are the best decisions I can make.
Hello everybody, we are Gremren. My name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler.
And I am the themer.
Well, I am the thinker.
I think I'm the themer because I just love the stories that games are able to tell. I love that they put you in this world and you can just really become immersed in the story and explore something that you haven't explored before and just take a step out of reality while doing some cool things, hang out with friends, competing potentially, cooperatively or competitively. Ooh. It's always fun.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some themes that I latch onto, but I'm definitely more of a thinker. I really like mechanics, and if a game functions really well based on that, I'll like it regardless of theme. Well, citation. But most of the times I'm really thinking about how the mechanics make this game good, how I really enjoy thinking through the process of doing something, and I carry that over from my work life, I think.
That's fair. Well, congratulations on your 1 year. We're so happy that you're in this space, and we can't wait for so many more years because both of you just bring so much light into our life, and we're so thankful for both of you.
Can't wait to meet you in person as well. I'm very excited.
Lots of love from Edmonton, Canada.
Happy anniversary, ThinkerThemer. I'm so glad you got into board game content creation and started your YouTube channel. I love your work and greatly admire both of you, and you are welcome around my board gaming table at any time. Now, I believe I'm a themer, buyer, thinker, player. So what that means is that when I'm purchasing a game, the first thing that catches my eye is the theme and the art. Then I'll look at the mechanics, and sometimes I'll even buy and play games that mechanically are not my fave, but the art and theme just grabs me and pulls me in. But while I'm playing the game, I will not read any of the flavor text. It's mainly just a strategy on how I can optimize my moves and hopefully win the game. Of course, this is different for RPGs, but in board games in general, when I'm playing a game, I kind of ignore the theme. But when I buy a game, I definitely look at the theme. So I am a themer, buyer, thinker, player. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate, and I hope you have 10 more years of awesome board game content creation.
Hi, Amy and Maggie. Nice to see you.
Hello. From far away.
Yes, very far away. You're probably going to edit this out, but we just wanted to start by saying congratulations. Happy 1 year anniversary. It is wild to think that it's been a whole year.
We know exactly how much work goes into putting out content, and for an entire year, that's a lot of work. And great job. You guys have done a fantastic job.
Yes, big milestone.
We're very proud of you.
And we are really looking forward to, all of the years in the future that we hope you will be around making content. So, yes, that's everything. Now for our question.
Am I a thinker or a themer? I would say I am a 90% thinker and a 10% themer.
Oh.
10%?
It's a very scientific breakdown.
Yes, well, that's how I'm a thinker. The 10% is what can maybe attract me into a game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, about XYZ. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Tell me more.
Tell me more about the mechanisms and what is going on in this game.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm a 90-10 split thinker to themer.
Yeah, I like that.
How about yourself?
I am a thinker-themer as well. Definitely more on the thinker. Definitely less of a thinker than you are, because Naveen can literally have a board and cubes and just be fine.
I could, yeah.
For me, the theme is what can make me love the game. So I can really, really enjoy the mechanics, but if it's kind of really, really dry, that's a little bit more of a hindrance. But if it also has a really good theme, then I truly fall in love with it.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't know what the percentages are. Sorry. But that's us. Thank you. Bye.
Congratulations! Hi, Amy and Maggie. Board Game Barbecue here. Congratulations on your 1 year of running ThinkerThemer. We're going to run through and talk about whether we are thinkers or themers. Here we go.
All right, so Jules here, and I'm 100% a thinker all the way.
I am probably Steve here. Sorry, I'm probably 45% thinker because I theme means something to me, but those mechanics have got to be there.
Sarah here. I'm mostly thinker, probably 95%, because I often don't even know what the theme is of the game I'm playing.
Adrian here. I was definitely on team themer, but recently I am now team thinker. So
it's Mike here. Themer all the way. I want a theme to draw me in, to teach me the game, and just to immerse me in what's going on.
Liv here. Congratulations on the 1 year. I am definitely a thinker, except when I play Ether Fields.
Hey, Mitch here. I was definitely going to go themer. I'm completely themer till Mike said it, and now it kind of grows.
Hey guys, Dan here. As much as I love a really quick strategic puzzle, I am a themer all the way. Give me story, give me characters, give me an immersive experience.
Connor here, guys. Congratulations. I am definitely a themer. None of that heavy stuff. Just give me theme and I'm more than happy.
Yo, my peoples, what's up? ThinkerThemer, 1 year anniversary. Congratulations. I am a themer. I like to tell stories. It's in the title of my channel, Shelf Stories. Simone, what are you, a thinker or a themer?
A thinker.
You're a thinker? Because why?
Because I love to think.
Well, yeah, that doesn't get much more succinct than that. Miles. What are you, a thinker or a themer, Miles?
I am.
Which one? You look like a themer to me, right?
Yeah.
You're a themer. Okay, well, Daddy's going to be like Daddy's little themer. Anyway, so we got ThinkerThemer right here. Congratulations on 1 year. You had success written all over you from the very, very beginning. So take care.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And it's Stella from Maple University. How about you, Tarrant?
I'm very much a thinker. It's what I enjoy out of gaming, and it's why I gravitate towards Euro games. Is I like the analytical thought process. I like pitting my thoughts against other people. That's really how I derive my enjoyment out of games. I really like to have a sense of cognitive achievement when I get something done in a game. It's not to say that theme is irrelevant to me. If I connect with a theme, it does help me enjoy the game. But if a game is all theme and not that much think, then it doesn't really do it for me. So, yeah, very much a thinker.
So you're probably, 80% a thinker, and then the theme is somewhat around 20%, you would say?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Mine's probably like 75% a thinker, all about mechanics, and then 25% about theme, or maybe 30% about theme. I think mechanic is very important. It has to be something that I like, enjoy. I do like, I'm an opening gamer as well, but I do gravitate towards cute theme, like, Godetama, Godetama trick-taking games. I'm not really that good at trick-taking, and I'm not that familiar with trick-taking game, but because it's Godetama, I play it, I love it, it's so cute. I'm a bit more on that, but like trick-taking, I don't mind. Don't get me wrong, it's not something that I hate or anything like that. As long as it's not something that I hate, I'll play it. The theme is cute. Yeah, that's a big plus. So that's it.
Hey, Amy and Maggie, congratulations on an amazing first year. I can't wait to see what you have in store next. And to answer the question, I am pure Maggie. I am themer through and through. I don't know how many other people out there besides me are looking for the deep, deep thematic ties in a game like Dominion, but that is what I'm all about. And oddly, my wife, Jen, is 100% the thinker. She's totally fine playing abstract games while I can't bring myself to do it at all. So that's one of the reasons I love your show so much. I mean, you have captured such an interesting divide, and I know a lot of folks out there are going to be some combination, and yeah, I like to think. I'm not saying otherwise, but give me a good, well-integrated theme every day of the week. Maggie, you're my spirit animal, and once again, thanks for the show, everybody.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamie.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are from Foster the People, a YouTube channel all about
board games
and
board gamey things.
Exactly. And we are here to help celebrate Amy and Maggie's 1 year anniversary for ThinkerThemer. Very excited for both of you guys. We have been asked by Amy and Maggie to talk a little bit about whether or not we are ourselves thinker or themers. Jeffrey, are you a thinker or are you a themer?
I am definitely a thinker.
Doesn't always seem that way, but
Wow.
Burn.
I didn't know this was a roast video.
That's funny.
Definitely a thinker. While theme does tend to influence some of my purchasing decisions, definitely prefer the mechanics of a game over the theme.
You're going to go for a theme to buy a game, but that's not what's going to make you enjoy the game.
100%.
And I am the opposite. I am definitely a themer.
Yes.
100%. There are certain mechanics that I enjoy more than
Sure.
others, but the mechanics aren't going to make or break a game for me.
Mhm.
It's going to be whether or not the theme is, number one, Cute, because I want a cute game. Number 2, if it is something that is engaging, and if the game itself, if the theme actually makes sense with the game.
Yep,
You
that's
know what
fair.
I mean?
With the mechanics.
With the mechanics.
Like you are doing something that thematically makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a marriage between the theme and the mechanics. You know?
Marriage
is a circle.
Congratulations to Amy and Maggie. 1 year. That is incredible. We love you both so much.
Yeah.
We're hoping for many more years of your content, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you for doing what you do and being who you are. And we are so very excited to hopefully one day come and play games with you in person, wherever that may be, when we can finally leave our homes.
Hey, it's Chris Yee from Meeple Overboard and from the Dice Tower, wishing you a happy anniversary. And I must say that sorry Maggie, but I am a thinker. I cannot love pushing around bland wooden cubes this much and not consider myself a thinker. Theme, it's icing on the cake. Icing on a fantastic cake. But the thinking, the core mechanisms and everything, that's the steak dinner, and that's what I want. Amy, Maggie, I want to say thank you so much for what you add to the gaming hobby. I love seeing what you are coming out with. Loves to see what you're going to have in the next year. So happy, many returns. Have a great one.
Mike, are you thinker or themer? The problem is, I think both want to say super themers. Yeah, my heart says that, but that's not true. It's not true though. We are thinkers. Like, some of the games that we like too many dry Euros. Like Crown of Amara does not transport you mentally anywhere, but I don't care. I have a good time playing that game. Yeah, I want to say themer, and we do care about theme a lot. I would love a nicely thematic, very good mechanical game. Yes, but it's like mechanisms are that's the most important thing. They in the end they kind of went out. You know what I mean? So we are officially thinkers, leaning themer. We're doing this. We're as much as we can. But believe me, I'll eat that sandwich dry. Oh yeah, you better believe it. You better believe. I just want to say congratulations, ThinkerThemer, for 1 year. You two are just what the hobby should be, and you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Okay, I was very aggressive. I apologize. Well, we really appreciate y'all.
So, I am a thinker, 100%. Now, here's the thing, Amy and Maggie, you both mean a real lot to me. You really do. You mean so much to me. And since you have started your show, and I know that I am just a 100% thinker, I am a kindred spirit with Amy. I have really tried, Maggie. I mean, I have tried to play games with theme in mind. I have literally gone into games playing, said, okay, this is for Maggie. I'm going to really try. And I have put in the effort, put in the time, tried to be thematic instead of calling things just an orange cube or this green thing, or I'm going to that spot. I would say what the item was. I would say where I'm going. I would really use all the correct terms to really try to get into the theme. And no, just couldn't do it. I am so sorry, Maggie, but I did try. I really did. I honestly did, because I was like, oh, I really want to do this for her. I want to give it a good try, give it a good effort. I did, and nope, can't do it. I'm really sorry. I am just a thinker. Period. Plain. End of story. That's it. I like the puzzles. I like figuring it out. I really, honestly don't care anything about theme. That's just me. Well, there are some people like me. I think you are, Amy, right? Yeah, you and I, yeah. But I just am. So anyway, Tim, am a thinker.
Hey, Amy and Maggie, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary. It feels so much longer than that, and I've loved your channel through pretty much every minute of it. So thank you so much for creating an amazing channel at ThinkerThemer. As for your question, I lean a little bit as a gamer more towards the thinker side of things. I am more mechanisms driven. I get more excited by mechanisms. Like when I think about Seven Wonders Duel, I don't think too much about the civilization building element of it, but I love the eye cut you choose kind of element of the card selection. I love the engine building of it. I think more about the mechanisms in my excitement for Seven Wonders Duel. However, I do want to say that as a gamer, I do enjoy unique themes. Like in Role Player, I love the idea that the entire game is just about building a character, not even doing anything with that character, but just building the character. And along with that, though, I get really excited and really into the mechanisms as I'm trying to solve the puzzle of Role Player. As a designer, I'll throw this in here since I'm also a designer. As a designer, when I brainstorm a game, I am thinking about theme and mechanisms from the very start. My brainstorming process involves mixing the two together. Maybe if I do have a theme to start out with, I immediately start thinking about mechanisms that work for that theme, or if I have a mechanical idea, I'm immediately thinking about themes that work for that mechanism. That just works so much better for my design process to think about both of those two things simultaneously. But that's one of the reasons why I love your channel. I get to hear both sides, both perspectives of theme and thinking, mechanisms, and immersion mixed together in one. And I look forward to the next year and hopefully many years to come of ThinkerThemer.
Hey everyone, my name is Matthew McCack and I'm here with my brother Justin Maycack.
Hey everybody.
We are from Room 51 and thank you so much ThinkerThemer for having us and congratulations for your 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
So, Justin, are you a thinker or a themer?
So I think I am more a thinker, though I love the themer part of me. I think thinking and strategy inside the game comes first, and if the theme is there, I super appreciate it, but I want that strategy and that thinkiness in the game first.
Yeah, well, I'm all about the theme, baby. Justin's a loser.
I'm lame.
Not you, Amy. You're a cool thinker. Justin, he's the loser thinker.
Nice save there.
No, yeah, I'm all about the theme. I love storytelling and the adventure and being immersed in what's going on in the game. I love it when the mechanisms really show and ooze with the theme of the game. I think it's brilliant when you could bring out the theme of a game through a bunch of different mechanisms with cards and dice and stuff. It's like, that amazes me. I find it awesome and thrilling and fantastic. And that's all we gotta say. So thank you. Again, happy anniversary. Woo! You two are amazing. Keep on rocking on.
Heck yeah.
Catch you next time.
Take care.
Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Sonoma.
And we are Board Gaming Ramblings.
And we are thinkers.
Yes.
We are all about the mechanics in games, but I think we also can appreciate a really good theme when we see one.
Oh, absolutely. Like I love like thinky, dry Euro games. Like you could give me like just a token that says nothing and say you can move this and get points. I'm gonna be like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we are not the people who calls resources always by the names.
No.
We said green cube, we say red cube. That's how our brains work.
Oh, absolutely. So we are absolutely all about the mechanisms.
What is going on? This is Jazz over at the Lobby of Hobbies. And you know I had to stop by to wish my good friends Amy and Maggie a very special happy anniversary on your first full year as content creators here at ThinkerThemer. Ladies, I gotta say, what you have done for this hobby in the past year has been truly amazing and much needed. Your love and your passion for games, but most importantly, your love and your passion for people and creating a diverse and inclusive community is something this hobby has needed for so long. You see it in the friendships you create, that which I am so thankful for, but also in how you interact with your followers and subscribers down in the comments. I know that they definitely feel the love and appreciate your genuineness down in those comments. But Amy, I gotta say I'm right there with you. Team Thinker all the way. It's about the mechanics and it's about the puzzle on the table for me. I do my best trying to figure it out. Doesn't mean that I do well because I don't win that often, but that's one thing that I appreciate about this hobby of gaming. But don't fret, Maggie, because honestly, in this past year, watching your passion for how well a theme is integrated into the mechanics has really, brought me to appreciate when a game can do that so well. And when it does, chef's kiss, trust me. And some games that you've mentioned and how that theme is integrated so well with the mechanics has really brought me to want to get those to the table. But again, I'm so glad for you guys. I wish you guys all the best. So much continued success for you guys and can't wait to see what the rest of this year and the future has in store for ThinkerThemer. I'll check you guys out.
ThinkerThemer, happy anniversary. Amy, Maggie, thank you so much for everything that you do to bring a positive and inclusive and just inspiring light to the board game community. You are both amazing people, and I can't wait to actually meet you and play games with you in person. Michelle, Lauren, and Bruno, they all send their love, and we can't wait to hang out. I want to answer the question, thinker or themer, for myself. Am I a thinker or am I a themer? Y'all can see the games behind me. There's a lot of great themes. There's a lot of great mechanisms. I'm going to point out 4 real quick. I've got them right here. Shobu. This is a straight abstract. I mean, it's rocks and a board and a couple of boards and a rope. I love this game. Am I a thinker or a themer? That's definitely a themer. No, that's definitely a thinker. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I also have Nexus Ops. This is an old school game. This one, oh boy, this is all about theme. This is just space battles. I love the theme. And then we have Ingenious. I had to throw something on here from The Good Doctor, right? This is nothing but an abstract. This is strictly an abstract game. There is no theme, but it's brilliant. And finally, I want to point out Dead of Winter. It's one of the first games that I got into in the hobby. This is all about theme. There's some great mechanisms as well. So am I more of a thinker player or a themer player? I don't know. So I've decided I am a themeker. Happy anniversary, Amy and Maggie. Much love to you both. Take care, be safe, and see you later. Bye.
So I hope you enjoyed that. We loved every one of those videos so much. And I feel like I have to say, this is not a competition, even though we love being competitive. I feel like this is about, we saw how many thinkers there are, how many themers there are. In my heart, one is no better than the other.
There are so many people that have this blended approach to games,
yes.
though.
And it's a sliding scale. Even though I'm a themer, like I have my thinker moments, and you have surprised me with some incredibly thematic moments.
Learning.
Yeah. So we're all on this sort of scale. It's a fluid thing. So I'm so excited to have a reference of how people relate to their games.
And I've found that when we started the channel, this concept of ThinkerThemer, it was really just honestly a label to try and describe our differences and how we would approach a review, because we were thinking so hard about like, well, why do I love that game and you don't, and vice versa. And so that's where ThinkerThemer came from. Yeah. But we did not expect people to resonate so much with this concept. And now, looking back, it makes total sense. When you think about kind of that spectrum of, an abstract game all the way through to the most immersive thematic game. Yeah. But we just, we didn't expect that people would feel like they were one or the other, or that it really did play out with our preferences across a range of games. The more and more we reviewed, it's like the more it cemented this idea. And we also learned a lot more about our other gaming preferences as well. So one is certainly to do with the theme or lack of theme, but the other was really around, like, I've learned a lot about like our orientation towards, for myself, like social interaction in games, and your orientation towards like multiplayer solitaire, and things like Take That. Like as we've gone through, we're like, okay, so maybe you're a thinker or a themer, but maybe you're a thinker who hates social interaction, or a themer who loves social interaction, hates multiplayer solitaire. There's just so many different components.
100%,
and like you always say, it's like, it's a compressed view of you as a person.
I feel like, I'm going to put this out there, there's a crazy little theory of mine, which again has sort of developed from this intense year of delving into games at such a higher intensity as well, because the frequency of games that we'd be playing, the amount of times that we'd be playing a game, and we're playing them with extreme presence and mindfulness, because we're kind of, at least, and you're the same, like you're looking at, well, why are these mechanics, why are they fun or why are they not fun? And for me, I'm like, how am I feeling when I'm playing this? So it's like all senses are hyperactive the whole way through. I've learned so much about myself in the process, because I feel like every little game, here's my crazy theory, every little game is like a mini little universe. It's like its own little parallel life that you get to sort of like throw yourself into. What would it be like? How would I thrive or struggle if I were living under these sets of conditions? If I were this like blank pawn and that had to do these particular things, or this meeple that had to create all this. So the reason I learned so much about myself with this was because that putting yourself in that sort of outside of your usual kind of comfort zone meant that all of your coping mechanisms come out, and so all of the like the bratty, like why do I get so bratty and so like, you know, grumpy or like sense of despair? I never, very rarely experienced that in my life. I've sort of gotten to a place where, and so there's just so much wealth in there.
Well, there's a lot of different ways to test yourself. Like a game ultimately tests you, and to find your way through that test is you have to kind of find different parts of you that can help you get through that puzzle or help you deal with your opponents.
It's amazing. Even just like it's even getting into a game, you have all the barriers of learning it, understanding the rules, and then once you're in there, you're mastering everything. I feel, again, it's a full hero's journey every time you delve into a game. I'm just gonna throw a whole bunch of different things at you here, because you sort of go in there and you're kind of lost, and then you sort of start finding your way, and then eventually you kind of come out and go, I've grown, I've learned, I've upskilled myself as a consequence. Yeah. Anyways, that's my rant.
One of my other reflections about this year is around that idea of, kind of being on film. And, we spoke about this in one of our reflection videos of last year at Christmas time, about like being out and being very kind of proudly presenting our relationship and the fear that went along with doing that. And I think you can probably tell that in the early videos, we could barely even look into the lens of the camera, and we would sit quite far away from each other. And it felt very awkward at first, but also really scary. And we didn't know how we were going to be kind of welcomed. And I think that one thing so the channel, I feel like, we give a lot of ourselves to the channel. We spend a lot of time, of course, behind the scenes, making these videos and playing all the games so that we can make more videos. But one thing that I wasn't expecting is really how much this has given back to me and really helped me grow as a person. And, I try not to get emotional when I talk about this, but the fear that started at the beginning really transitioned into this beautiful acceptance and the realization that, sometimes you're going to get, people who are haters.
There's always going to be haters out there and trolls.
Exactly. But the overwhelming support and love that has come from the community of publishers, of content creators, and of you and subscribers and the community has just been like amazing beyond words. But I realized a lot about the friendships that have forged along the way. So a lot of the people that we've been talking to have become good friends of ours, and we didn't know each other before we started like putting ourselves out there. And a realization I had is just the barriers that I have to doing that in real life. Because there are a lot of people, and it's not because I don't want to connect with people, but I think when you've grown up gay or othered in some way, you have to create a barrier between yourself and other people in order to survive. And when you get hurt, you block away people because you don't want them to hurt you. But the reality is, by starting this channel, we just opened ourselves up to whatever was coming our way. And what came out of that was so many friendships with people we didn't expect, and people that we honestly, in our day-to-day life, we probably wouldn't even cross paths with.
No, it just wouldn't have happened.
And now it's just like that idea of not judging other people in a way, because like fear that they're going to judge us also is kind of a judgment on them. And like that has been like a huge learning for me.
You don't realize the people that you never would have thought that you would have so much passion in common with. So a lot of the people that love this hobby as much, if not even more than we do, is like, it's people that, again, like in our daily lives, you wouldn't have known that. And so you may have kind of assumed incorrectly that, we probably don't have anything in common. So you would have kept things at a very kind of superficial level.
Exactly. Yeah. But then it's like this hobby becomes the gateway to like sharing so many other things. And I think like small talk was something we did because we didn't know how to fit small box games into our channel. And it's really evolved into this two-way conversation about topics that are not just gaming related, but life related. And there's so much shared passion and joy for so many different topics. And so that's been a huge reflection of me. It's just I didn't think I needed that, but learning to have more of an open heart has really like been a huge learning for me, and something that like I'll just cherish well beyond the lifespan of this channel, which we're not going anywhere, but
well, yeah, hopefully.
Not yet.
As long as we can, as long as it's up to us.
Yeah.
We don't intend on going anywhere. No. But yeah, I think for me, it's this, like, one of those things that I often do is like there's different videos or channels or things that I'll listen to because they make me feel like relaxed, and I might just listen to them as a kind of in the background when I'm doing something else. And I really love that. It's like a little oasis. And it was so bizarre but also beautiful to have people kind of reflect that back, going, oh, I hope that you don't mind me saying this, but I actually just love having you guys playing and just talking in the background, or I'll listen to it while I'm having coffee or while I'm doing work, and it's like that was such an unexpected but such a heartwarming thing of like this thing that I love. For some reason, we were able to offer for some people, or be that for other people, or sort of be that sort of relaxing little space that, it brings you that little bit of, this is my safe.
I guess because when you start, you're like, well, I'm going to do board game reviews. And so what people care about is my opinion. And while part of that is still true, I think there's a bigger part, which is about the connection, the relatedness, and just the comfort in sharing this space together, this virtual space,
And what people have been saying is like, it's particularly with something like small talk, where it feels like you're just hanging out on the couch with us and we're just talking. And so it's, I think the other thing for me, the other big lesson from this for me is how just relax and just kind of trust your own light and your own like authenticity, and let that be the thing that connects. Because if you're trying to like perform or be like, oh, what are people gonna like? Maybe I should be like this, or maybe I should do this. That creates its own barrier. And there's like, you may attract some people, but you're attracting people then on like a wrong or fake basis. Whereas this way, it's like, well, it's a lot less effort because you're just being yourself. All the energy's going into being your real actual self. And so the people who are resonating with you are resonating with you, not with this like facade or persona that you've made. And so that's been so, like, I've taken that into work. I've taken that into my daily life, going, I'm just going to completely 100% lean into who I am and let that be the thing that shines. And if someone's going to be put off by it, then that we probably shouldn't be connecting. Like,
I agree. There's a vulnerability that has come with putting yourself out there in the world. But then getting this wave of support of like for who we are, it's same for me, like in our real life. I think when we did people had continually asked us to share our coming out video, and that
made me cry.
I know, and that was a very emotional episode where we talked about that. Yeah. But the support and the stories and that shared experience, and really seeing that light of that's just part of who we are. Yeah. And now we can bring, all of our experiences and ourselves to the world and be accepted for it. It's something that probably we haven't had a lot, or we definitely didn't have when we were younger. Yeah. And so it's created a new version of us. So we've authentically put ourselves out there, but you've made us even better and more authentic. Yeah. So I guess we probably want to wrap up the video with a thank you. And from, I can't even say it without getting, okay.
Don't do it. You're going to make me, Yeah. Hold on. I'll do it. From the bottom of our hearts to everyone who's supported. Oh no, I'm going to go. Everyone who's supported us, every viewer who's supported us, every content creator who has supported us, every publisher who's believed in what we're doing. I really didn't want to cry. But it's a happy cry.
It's a happy cry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. And thank you to everybody who sent us a postcard and has helped us create a wall of love.
Yeah.
So because we feel the love from you all, and we're trying to...
surrounded by you. Yeah.
And we promise we will try to take all of that love and then reflect it out to a broader audience as much as possible as we can, to share the love of the hobby and to represent as best we can. But happy 1 year to ThinkerThemer. And we wouldn't have been here without all of you. So thank you so much. And we look forward to a future of great content and great conversations and meeting in person and sitting down around a table together to play some games. But that's everything from us.
We love you.
Love you. Bye for now.